Where my stocks at, alright? Buy low and sell high with AJ. Let's get right into it. Okay. Shout outs to my peoples out there. Excuse me about not being in tune as far as making videos on a consistent basis, but I'm going to get back to it. Been a little bit busy digesting the stock market, making trades, things of that nature, caught up in certain things or whatever, but everything's all good. I'm back and I'm ready to attack. Let's do it. Okay, today was a hectic day in the stock market. It was a crazy sell-off, an intense sell-off, something to get people scared about investing in the stock market. But I'm here to say, don't worry. The stock market will recover. Everything will be all right. Just have patience and know what stocks you get yourself into and things of that nature. All right. One thing I wanted to talk about is this. The day before this sell-off, right, we had a early sell-off during the day. This is when the Fed meeting concerning the interest rate decision and things like that from Jerome Powell, Fed chair. But when he spoke, everybody knew that it was going to be 0.50 basis points and things of that nature. But he said something during the meeting. A reporter asked him a certain question and he answered it with saying that 0.75 is off the table. The markets reacted very positive when he made that statement, and the stock market rallied into the close on a crazy fashion, which brought up the stock market really high. Everything was green across the board. All right. Everybody was happy. Everybody was like, yeah, okay, we ready to rock and roll. The next couple of days should be good. Things of that nature. But when you're trading in the stock market, you got to learn how to read the technical charts. When the rally ended, when the markets closed, I started to look at the charts and I realized that for the last 2 weeks that the market ended up rallying to a zone area, a range area of resistance that it got rejected at least 2 to 3 times before. So I was already in a play, which I got into Lyft, right? Because Lyft was way oversold because of their earnings. And I was in the process of trying to sell it at a loss, right? Because I had another idea in mind of getting into an options call with Lyft instead of having the Lyft stock itself under my belt as just a regular purchase, a buy and hold. So I realized these resistances and I said to myself, I said, you know what? The market might go down, but I didn't think it was going to go down as much as it did, but I felt there was going to be a pullback because of the resistances from before around that same general area. Okay. So I say that because everybody has to be careful in the stock market. The stock market is very treacherous at certain points of time. You can make money and you can lose money in the stock market. All right. So just be very careful. All right. So I wanted to get into 3 plays that I'm currently in. They're all option calls. Okay. The first call that I'm in is Lyft. All right. Lyft had an earnings report the other day, and the market didn't like the earnings report, and also the conference call after the report dropped. So the market reacted very negatively towards everything that Lyft was talking about. All right. So the stock got hammered. When I mean hammered, all right? At first, when they first dropped the report, it was a positive reaction. The market reacted to it positively, and the stock jumped up to $33. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the next like 30 minutes later, the stock started to plummet. I was like, wow. That's when I ended up picking it up as a buy and hold in the aftermarket. Okay? So now that's the play that I'm in on the options call. Currently, I'm in the June 17th, 2022 call, the $17.50 call. And my average price is pretty decent as far as the calls is concerned. That's the first play that I'm in. The second play that I'm in that I just picked up recently is SPCE. Okay. The reason why I got into this call, they was reporting earnings after market today. And I looked at the charts and I realized that the lowest has been is like at $6 and I believe 40 cents. And it's been having a nice support around $7.20 to $7.30. So when I got into the call, it was trading around, I would say like $7.50, because today the market sold off a lot. So I brought it before the earnings. Their earnings report, the market didn't really like the earnings report because they were supposed to have their first launch as far as a commercial flight with their space shuttles, like for space tourism, at the end of this year. But they said due to supply constraints and labor constraints because of inflation and all this yada, yada, yada stuff, they wouldn't be able to launch at the end of the year, but they would be able to launch Q1 of 2023. The market didn't like that, so the stock started to go down. But it only went down to about $7.20. All right. So I'm in the May 13th call, expiry date, May 13th, 2022, at the $5.50 strike price. Okay. All right. I brought just a little bit of those contracts because I didn't really want to get into this play because it is kind of like a risky play. But I studied the charts and I said to myself, like, it's worth taking it. I thought that they was gonna beat their earnings, which they did beat their earnings in certain levels. And I thought the stock price would have went up after the earnings. It was just a shot that I took shot in the dark. But that didn't occur. So I'm going to give it a couple of days. But if it doesn't increase in price in the next couple of days, I'm going to sell it at a loss or whatever it might be. All right. So now the third play that I'm in is, let me think for a second. I ain't write this down. The third play that I'm in is, okay, yeah, TQQQ. That's a stock that follows the NASDAQ, but it's triple leveraged. Triple leverage, meaning that if the NASDAQ moves up by 1%, that means it moves up by 3%. If the NASDAQ falls by 1%, that stock goes down 3%. So it's a very dangerous stock. The reason why I got into this position on a call, the expiry date is May 13th, 2022. Okay. I got into this call because the stock market sold off a lot and it kind of like hit a new bottom. So I said, okay, you know what? I'll take this in, but I didn't buy too many contracts, and I'll see if the NASDAQ could have a bounce back up, because like we came off like 2 back-to-back sell-offs, but because of Jerome Powell, what he talked about yesterday, the stock market rallied, right? And then it got shot down today again. So the market's being very volatile. So I feel like the market could get the legs back up and at least get me across the finish line with a profit. So those are the 3 plays that I'm in. If you guys want to jump into these plays, cool. I'm not giving you guys financial advice, but these are the plays that I'm in, and I believe that these plays is going to work out. So that's about it. Know where you heard it first. Buy low and sell high with AJ. Like and subscribe and share with others. I'm trying to get my subscribers up, so I would much appreciate it if you like my content. If you like the stuff that I talk about concerning the stock market, please share this with your family, your friends, whoever it might be that's interested in the stock market and things of that nature. All right. If you guys want to ask me any questions about options, I'm really starting to get along with options. I don't know everything about options, but I know enough to try to stay away from major losses with options. So I could, give you guys some feedback. If you guys leave a comment or you leave a question in the comments, I'll be gladly ready to answer in the comments section and things of that nature, whatever it might be. And also, maybe I could direct you guys to my Discord, where you guys can chat with me at any time. Not any time, but you guys could chat with me. You guys could leave me a message, and you'll be able to communicate with you guys directly and things of that nature. All right. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going, and just keep you guys level-headed. Keep a level head in this stock market, and everything should be all right. All right. Peace.